and global tour, travel around. This is what we believe. Most people, seeing is believing. But real entrepreneurs and leaders, we believe, then we see. We believe the future, then we will see the future. So if you believe that you can do it, you should continue to do it and wait and fight for at least 80 years, if not 18 years. The next thing I want to share with you is, I think the whole world, most of the people in this world, much underestimate the big impact of this technology is going to bring to the human beings. Well, as I said, when people complain, opportunity comes. The world is, when I was young, I complained a lot. I said, hey, you know, Microsoft take away my job. Oracle take away our jobs. Because of IBM, we can never do PCs. So later I realized we should not learn from Bill Gates. We should not learn from Larry Ellison. We should learn from the grandmother next to my door. How can she make her business so good by opening a dumpling shop? Because when you compare yourself to Bill Gates or Jack Ma, you feel frustrated. But if you compare to the next door person, you learn how to do business by details. And human beings today are facing the 5th largest opportunities of human beings. The first technology revolution, the second technology revolution. The first technology revolution released the body, right? So we know the machine is more powerful than human beings. And the second technology revolution released the human distance. So the plane, the airplanes, and the train all go. But this technology revolution released the human brains. People start compete by wisdom, by knowledge, not by muscles. This is why I believe women have much more opportunity and should be the leaderships of this century. It is the competition of care for others. It is the competition of wisdom, not muscles, right? This is what we believe. And also I would say, in every technology revolution takes about 50 years. The first 20 years is about technology. The next 30 years is about application of the technology. Electricity was not invented in America, it was in Europe, but America made it big. Cars was not invented in the USA, but USA using car make their country on the wheels. So this is what we think, that the past 20 years is about internet technology, internet companies, Amazon, and eBay, Facebook, Google, Alibaba, these companies. But these companies may not be necessarily still be very powerful in next 10, 20 years if they not continue to be innovative, if continue to be running fast. So who will be the next wave? Those companies, those countries make full use of this technology, make full use of this internet as an infrastructure. They will booming. This is what we truly believe. So next 30 years are the critical. Those companies who can using this internet technology, data, artificial intelligence, their company will booming. So the other thing is that for these new technology comes, everybody be careful. It's a challenge for big companies. It is opportunity for small business. Because big companies, they've been there for like 50 or 20 years, very successful, they want to protect. For us, small business, we have nothing to lose. So we should learn from scratches, we learn from it, and I believe in the past 18 years of experience, the most difficult thing in this world is to convincing successful people. They will tell you, oh no, we've been doing that for years. Don't tell me internet works. But it's easy and it's good to help those people who want to be successful. So helping young people is helping future. Believing young people is believing your future. What we did in the past 15 years ago when we launched Taobao, nobody wanted using Taobao and Tmall. So we tried to convincing those people who are 18 years old. They don't have money. They want to buy, cheaper things and tiny things. Those people who are 40 years old, they don't buy it. They think, no, we don't like it. So we said, for 18 years people, in China, in the older days, when we're convincing older people, we're convincing young people. But now we're convincing young people, we're convincing older people. So those 18 years old, we wait for them for 10 years. When they are 28, they will be the future. That is why we have a patience. For 15 years ago, we've been waiting for 15 years until today. So that is called a strategy. The next thing I want to talk about the trade. I'm a fully believer of free trade and globalized trade. And I think when trade stops, war starts. So trade is not buy things. Trade is appreciation of the culture of the other side. How can you stop trade? People are moving very fast. There's one thing for sure, a lot of jobs will be taken away because of the artificial intelligence, because of the robots. Don't worry about that. People say, artificial intelligence is going to control, machine is going to control human being. Trust me, human being will never be controlled by machines. We invented the trains and the cars. At that time, we all worry about these cars and trains, electricity. But finally, human being can control that. And I want to tell you that artificial intelligence is going to create a lot of new jobs. But the next 10 years, it's going to be trouble. And I want to say that manufacturing is not going to create a lot of jobs, because most of the manufacturing were produced by artificial intelligence robots. The service industry, tourism is going to create a lot of jobs. Service is going to create a lot of jobs. But when people don't have jobs, what are people going to do? So a lot of people worry, what are they going to do? I tell you, at that time, most people will only work 4 hours a day and 3 days a week. But how can we surviving? I tell you, even if you work 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, you will still be very busy. My grandfather working 16 hours a day in the farm. He said, I'm very busy. We work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. We think we are very busy. So I tell you, when you only work 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, you will be very busy. You will travel all around. You will always mobile. You will always on the car, because normally we only visit 30 cities in our life. 10, 20 years later, you will visit 300 cities in your life. So you're always on the way. When you're always on the way, you're always mobile. When you're all mobile, how can you stop globalization? It's impossible. People love to trade. So remember one thing, the way trading, the formality of trading is completely changed. Normally, small business, big companies go to the trade shows. We small business, we don't have a budget. We cannot get the visas. We cannot have the time to go to the trade shows. The best trade shows is online. In the future, it's not e-commerce, it's e-business. In the future, there will be no made in China, made in America, made in Canada. In the future, most of the products made in internet. You may design here and sell there and assembly here. So all the things next 10, 20 years, the way we do business is totally different. So get ready for that. So the distance is no longer be issues. Think about it. The questions we got 15 years ago when we do e-commerce in China, people say, how can you deliver things from Beijing to Shanghai in 5 days? How expensive? What's the cost of delivery? Today, we can deliver Beijing to Shanghai, like 3 or 4 hours. Within 24 hours, most of the cities in China will be covered. Most of big cities, half an hour will be covered. Our vision is that in next 10 years, most of the countries in the world will be 72 hours. So distance is no longer the issue. Sell things from Toronto to Chicago, there's no difference between Toronto to Chicago and Toronto to Shanghai. Everything will be delivered within 72 hours. Because of the new supply chains, things could be even much more efficient. Things could be much more cost effective. So this is what we believe the future. This is what we believe internet e-payment, logistic systems, data is going to change the whole world. A lot of jobs is losing, a lot of new jobs are coming up. And I want to tell you that for all these small business entrepreneurs, remember one thing, 80% of the small business in the future must be globalized. If you are not globalized